Alright guys, I want to thank you for coming back to the channel. As you can see, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Since I don't have a car to fulfill my needs lately, I have gotten back into acquiring firearms for a little bit and getting back into shooting. I know now is probably not the greatest time to get back into shooting because it's expensive, but you know, whatever. It's just money, I guess. So in this new quest, I did want to get another AR-15. I have not had one in a while and said this time I'm going to I'm going to do something short. I'm going to SBR it. And then I found out the new laws with AR pistols. So I decided to do a pistol instead. Today's video is not going to be about that. This is just a preface to what the video is actually going to be about. But I decided to do an AR pistol. I did a 10.5-inch Aero Precision build. I did it with a 12-inch M-LOK rail and did a CAC flash can on the front. And you're going to see I have an old TLR-1 that I had from one of my other builds and had it on a pistol at one point. And I threw a Romeo 5 on there. Had those on sale for $99. It was a no-brainer, and $99 shipped, no less. So that was a no-brainer. Threw that together. This thing shoots like an absolute gem. You're going to go ahead and see the bolt is back. There is nothing in the chamber. This thing shoots like an absolute dream. I had a little bit of concerns of people saying, oh my God, you go shorter, it's going to kick, it's going to do this, it's going to throw fireballs. Honestly, this thing shoots just like any other full-size or 16-inch AR that I've ever shot, so I have no qualms with that. So this was supposed to be my go-to home defense gun, bedside gun, and then I got this dumb idea. I was down at Andrew's shop running armament, and he had a 4.5-inch build that he did in 300 blackout, and I got this wild, crazy idea that I wanted something just like that. It seemed completely ridiculous, and then I held it, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever put in my hands. So that being said, after looking and looking and looking and pondering, I decided to do a Sig MPX-K, and I went way overboard on this, spent way too much money. But again, this thing shoots like an absolute dream. I love my ARs, and I would shoot this any day of the week over that one. This thing is just absolutely amazing. I'm not a big shooter on iron sights. My vision is not the greatest, and I'm not going to lie and say I'm a great shot. I am not a great shot by any means. I'm a much better shot with shouldering something than I am with just a regular handgun. But this thing just absolutely driving nails on iron sights. Absolutely amazing. So that being said, whoever wants to shoot a firearm on iron sights? Everybody wants red dots. So now we come to what today's video is. I was looking for a new red dot for the new pistol, and yes, I could have gotten another Romeo for $99. Great optic, you know, again, it's $99. From what I understand, it's a great proven optic. People beat the shit out of them and they just work. But I did decide with my astigmatism, and I still probably didn't make a good choice. With my astigmatism, I wanted to go with something different. I had some EOTechs in the past, and I like the Ring of Death. And I hear a lot about Holosun, and that is what today's video is about. I went with a Holosun AEMS for the Sig. So I did like the ability to be able to switch between reticles depending on how my eyes, you know, what my eyes decided they liked. That way I don't have to go between multiple optics. I can say I just want a dot, and then I wasted a whole lot of money for just the dot, or I can go with the EOTech reticle, or I can go with just the Ring of Death. Opposed to just doing the dot on the Romeo. They both have similar features. They both have the shake awake. This one does have some auto dimming features, obviously because of the solar panel on top, and probably some other things. I'm not going to get too much into the technical details. I'm sure you guys have seen a billion videos on these things already, but what you haven't seen is probably them on an MPX. So as you guys know, this is early November, or I'm sorry, not early November, mid-November. These just came out last month, these AEMSs. Not a ton of people, I mean, there's a little bit of buzz on the internet about them, but nothing that I'm seeing on any PCCs really. And I'm definitely not seeing anything on MPXs. So I was a little on the fence about getting this because I thought this thing looked a little goofy. Again, that whole square frame thing, it just doesn't appeal to me. But we're going to see what it looks like on the MPX. I'm hoping it's going to fit good. I was kind of hoping that this was going to have a little bit more bigger sight picture, but it really doesn't. Honestly, this thing is pretty small. I would say just as small as the Romeo 5. So I did want something small for the small firearm, but you know, I wanted a decent sight picture as well. So let's open this up. I opened it up briefly to see what it looked like yesterday. Seems to be packaged really nice. It comes in a nice container. Again, you guys probably already know this if you own Holosuns. This is my first Holosun. I wasn't aware these existed because I've been out of the game for a while. Just found this out within the last month or so. So again, pretty nice packaging. Comes with the optic already on the mount, ready to go. We'll set that to the side. Comes with an extra battery tray. I'm not exactly sure why it comes with an extra battery tray. And it comes with the tool to lock it down to the rail. So one thing I did kind of like about this is that it does have these flip down lens covers on the front and back. That way, if you scratch up your lenses, I don't plan to be rolling around in the mud and sand and stuff like that with this, but it is a nice option to have, because if these get messed up, you just snap these off, put on a new cover, bing bang boom, good to go. Otherwise, the feel of this feels pretty good. I did want a sight that was a little bit higher. I do feel like, and I'm not gonna clap this one out with a light and shit probably, but that one is just a little tight seeing over the light. You do see the top of the light, which just a little bit of an annoyance. I got ADD, so anything that gets in my way just has me focus on that. But otherwise, this is a pretty nice feeling sight. Again, this is a small sight by all means. And we'll put it up next to the Romeo. So you can kind of see the difference in the Romeo. Let me go ahead and lock this down to the rail so you can see them side by side. All right, so the AEMS is just started to be threaded down on the rail on the AR. So you can see it is a smidge taller than the Romeo 5. Profile wise, it is a smidge wider. Yeah, just a smidge wider. And it is a good bit shorter. Let me take off the lens cover here just to make sure that's not skewing anything. And yeah, it is a good bit shorter. I'm not going to get into the measurements of things. Again, you guys can look this up on your own. But you can kind of see what I was going for when I was looking at it. It's just different as far as an optic frame. And throws off my eyes a little bit. I'm used to something more round and traditional. But again, I did want something small for the MPX. Let's go ahead and get this off of here. And we're going to go ahead and get this on the MPX and see what it looks like. So the AEMS is locked on to where I think I'm going to keep it. I never really know where to put these things. So I just kind of go by feel, what feels good with me. And this feels good. Again, this does look a little bit goofy. Again, guys, you're going to see the bolt is open. There's nothing inside it. So we are good to go. So yeah, again, it looks a little goofy. It's a little non-traditional. I did just quick hold it up outside just to look through it. And I gotta say, although the sight picture, just looking at them side by side, does not look that much more different between the two until you throw them up. And then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Let's throw this brace to the side. So if you can see through there, you don't get any kind of tunnel effect with, at least not from my initial impressions. There was no kind of tunnel effect looking through this like there was looking through a round optic. Let's go ahead and turn this on, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to see the dot through there, or the reticle through there. Okay, so it looks like you can see it through there. So the reticle is decently crisp. I would say it is very crisp, but my eyes are terrible with an astigmatism, so I can't answer how crisp, but for most people with regular eyesight, it's probably really crisp. You're going to see the auto dimming works decently quick. So that seems to work pretty good. I don't know how useful that's going to be in my case, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. It's a good option to have. You have your buttons on the side here. I believe if you, let me see if we can get the reticle back on the screen here. Trying to do this on camera is impossible. All right, so you do a long hold down, change the reticle. Okay, this should be a red dot if you can see that. And another long hold down. Should change it to just the ring of death, as you all like to call it. Yep. And do another long hold down. And it should go back to the original EOTech reticle. Yes. So everything functions good. I don't know what else to test for function. Again, you have your up and down on brightness, and then you can set your shake to wake. Let's go ahead and see if I can do a head mount to get a POV mount and see what this thing looks like. I don't know if it's going to pick up the reticle, but we can certainly try it. All right, so I took the camera off my head just so you can get a little bit better view, but yeah, it looks like it's not good. But you can see that the flashlight is clearly sticking up into the tube. Again, when you're looking through it like you normally would look through an optic, you don't see that much of it. You just see a little bit of hump on top. And I don't know if you can see the dot there. Dot looks pretty good on the Romeo. Let's go check out the field of view from the AEMS. All right, so now we're going to try and do the same through the AEMS, and again, you're going to see, so we're under a little bit of cover, so the reticle pretty much is washed out into the light. Hopefully you can see that there into the side of the shed. Again, it's nice and crisp. So I will say, when looking through this, both eyes open, you don't get that tube effect. You just see a dot, and you just see a little bit of the sides, because the field of view is thinner on all the sides. I will say that that actually does make a difference with it being square opposed to round. So I kind of do like that. Let's put the brace out and look through it completely. And yeah, again, I don't get that tunnel effect, so that is pretty good. Both eyes open, I'm just seeing a reticle, and I just see kind of a box out in the distance, so that does not take away from my sight at all. In case you didn't see that, because it was on my head, let's get the camera right. All right, so there's the reticle. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see that. There we go. Gotta get it on a darker surface. Let's see how it changes from going undercover. All right, so I might have to bump the brightness here. I mean, it's not terrible, but I'd probably prefer my brightness to be a little bit brighter out in the sunlight. But again, you can kind of get the idea. These are never really optimal to get on camera, but you kind of get the idea that you don't get the tunnel effect with these. All right, guys, so I'm not sure what more I can say about these. I mean, they're optics, they're red dots, they project the dot, and you're just buying on quality of the framework and if it can take the abuse that you're going to give it. Now, one thing I will say, I do enjoy that the AEMS has the auto dimming. So I did kind of go from inside to outside, kind of test that dimming. It does seem to work pretty good. I did bump up the brightness pretty much all the way for outside. And I still find it a little bit hard to see on the washed out side of the shed in the full daylight. So just to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me, I did go ahead and take the Romeo out and did the same thing. And that thing is an absolute laser cannon. I do think that the Romeo 5 is brighter. I don't know if that's the way my eyes are picking it up, just because that's more of a condensed reticle with just doing the dot, or if it's just that much brighter. I don't know, but to my eyes, I will say that the Romeo does seem brighter. But otherwise, it seems like a nice little optic. I'm not going to know until I shoot with it, but I want to say this is easier to look through. You don't get as much obstruction and tube effect, so that is a positive. Love it or hate it looks-wise, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence about it. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. I apologize, this isn't a great review video. I am not the most knowledgeable on firearms. I know just enough. So hopefully you guys take this review from a regular guy's point of view and not so much a professional shooter, professional gun viewer. If you guys have any questions about the optic that you feel I may be able to answer for you before you go ahead and drop the money on this, this optic, as you guys already know, MSRP is $399 everywhere. I have not seen any deals on this. However, I bought it from, I think it was KenzieOptics.com, and I'll go ahead and drop the link down below. I was able to use a coupon code to get 10% off, and then I had $25 in PayPal rewards I was able to use for this as well, so I think it came up to $340 something shipped. So I did get a little bit money off it, but I wouldn't say it's some tremendous crazy deal like that, $99, but I did get some money off it. That is one of the more expensive Holosun optics, so keep that in mind. Some of the other optics are in the 200 range, so there is quite a decent jump for the AEMS, but it does seem like a very nice optic so far. If you guys are interested, I'll give you a follow-up review once I shoot through it and give you my first shooting impressions. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I apologize if you find this video is complete trash. I just figured I'd get that out there because I'm not seeing very many people with the AEMS on the MPXs, so I figured it would be a good value add. So if you enjoy the content, let me know down below. Otherwise, check out my other playlists. Maybe you'll find something else interesting, and give me a like and a follow. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.